Welcome to Procurement Weekly. I'm your host, Kim Harwell. And I'd like to thank you once again for making Procurement Weekly the hottest government contracting show on the air, with well over 20,000 viewers per week. Thank you all. Thank you to our sponsors, all of our viewers and supporters, and all of the companies and opportunities that we feature. Thank you all. And as you well know by now, this show was created at the beginning of the quarantine to help businesses stay in business, small, medium, and large, and survive, and even thrive for that matter. And combined with our newsletter, Procurement Daily, we've done just that by keeping you all abreast of the latest, hottest government contracting opportunities. Not only federal government, but federal, state, and local, prime contracting, subcontracting, teaming, and yes, even some commercial business opportunities. Because there is more money being spent now than ever. And as I mention every week, it's all online. So get involved if you're not already involved. If you have a business, you're thinking about starting a business, you want to know more about government contracting? Contact us at info@govpurchase.com. We've gained lots of supporters and we've helped many companies in this process. And that's what we're here for at Procurement Weekly. So again, thank you for making us the most popular government contracting show on the air. We receive thousands of communications from all over the country. Matter of fact, all over the world. This week, we feature great opportunities in the following categories. And this first one we have to continue because manufacturing in the United States has been woefully underserved for the past 25, 30 years. Manufacturing is coming back in the United States, and we have always worked with and supported manufacturers from machine shops to some of the largest manufacturers in the world. And that's why we're featuring manufacturing again this week, because the manufacturers keep showing up. They keep showing up. And for those of you that are consultants who work with businesses, you ought to consider working with more manufacturers. And this week, not only will we feature opportunities for small and mid-sized manufacturers, but larger manufacturers as well. And we will also feature aerospace manufacturing. And our second category will be information technology, and we'll focus on minority 8A opportunities. Our third category is COVID-19. We're revisiting COVID-19 opportunities as they are still plentiful. And backed by popular demand this week, after a month absence from Procurement Weekly, is PPE, personal protection equipment. And the reason we're coming back, we just want to recap and see what's happening now in the PPE community, now that supposedly that community has stabilized to some degree. So without further ado, I'd like to also thank our sponsors for all of their support. We could not provide this show and the information on this show to you for free without our great sponsors. The world's largest manufacturer of automotive electrical parts, Bosch. The world's largest manufacturers of speakers. They make speakers for tanks and jets, Bose. The Department of Defense, especially Washington Headquarters Services at the Pentagon. The Department of Justice, especially the FBI and federal prison systems. The Association of Government Contractors, that's my organization. Vets Group with Joe Wynn. GovConnects, Vaughn Marino. The National Business League, Weatherhaven, Page Global, North Carolina State University, Rod Rickman at Rickman Enterprise Group, Dow Corning, Tanya Saunders at Mid-Tier Advocacy Group, the RFP Success Company, the Department of Veterans Affairs, Rodney Woods at Playbook Investors Network, Choice Cybersecurity, SAIC, and the United States Veterans Chamber of Commerce. Also, to become one of those sponsors, or to subscribe to our daily newsletter, or if you have any success stories to report, please contact us at info@govpurchase.com. Now, as we do every week, let's get down to business. In our first section, backed by popular demand, we are featuring manufacturing opportunities. And this is the 5th week in a row that we're featuring manufacturing opportunities, and that's because manufacturers are clamoring for service and support and opportunities and business, and we're giving it to them, and they are giving it back to us in return. So not only will we feature opportunities this week for small manufacturers, but also for mid and large manufacturers. And not only just hardware, but this week we'll feature aerospace manufacturing opportunities. So without further ado, let's take a look at some of those manufacturing opportunities.
Our first section, again, manufacturing. So let's take a look. So the first one, this is a new manufacturing category for us. This is aircraft equipment, and it's for an aircraft speed brake, and the value is $245,000. So let's just take a look. All right, here we go. So it's a speed brake. Here are the companies that have sold it in the past, and as you can see, Lockheed Martin has been one of the companies that has sold it, but this is an AMC code 1, so any manufacturer can make this part. If you have the capabilities, they will buy it from you. And then let's just take a look at one of the drawings here, because as you can see, there's a whole technical data package. All right. So now let's take a look at our second one. So again, that was the aircraft speed brake. And I guess they want 10 because it's $24,500 for one. Now here is a hardware kit for $229,000, and that's a commercial hardware set. And it's for B-52 aircraft. No real technical characteristics there, just kind of some catalog information. Each kit costs $7,100, and here are the companies that have sold that particular kit. So, sometimes you want to do your competitive research, because what happens in many cases, companies on the surface, because they're the incumbent, they seem like a competitor, but in certain cases, they could be a potential partner or a potential customer. Like you see this company, they sell a myriad of different products. All right, so let's take a look at another one here. Let's take a look at this utility access door, $157,000. All right. Let's take a look at the drawings first on this one, see what we have here. All right, so that's just drawing number 1, you can see. And if we go back, there are 2 more drawings. You see the drawing numbers there. You can always download the drawings as well. And let's take a look at the award history. So one company, Flight Lab, they've been the only company that has sold this part, or Flight Fab, sorry about that. But again, because of the AMC code being a 1 or a 2, they will take that from another manufacturer. And of course, if you're a distributor, you can also distribute the part. So let's take a look at a couple more. Now here's another aircraft part, and it's a center shell. So let's see. Let's take a look-see here. Let's take a look at the history. One company, Sargent Fletcher. Now anytime you see one company that has sold this particular part over and over, even though it can be manufactured and or distributed by anyone technically, there's something to this when they win over and over. It could be their pricing, It could be something else. So it bears more research in many cases. But nevertheless, um, it's up for purchase right now. All right, let's take a look at another aircraft part. Take a look at this aircraft skin. See what's happening with that. And the reason we're doing aircraft parts is because you guys have been requesting. And by the way, these are the OEMs or approved sources at the bottom. But everything that I'm showing you today can be manufactured by any qualified company. You do not have to be an approved source, and that's important. Let's look at the award history. Okay, again, same companies. And it used to be aerospace and commercial technology. So let's take a look, because sometimes those companies are bought out. So the DBA is ACT. So it looks like they're still around, but they're not selling that part. Let's see if they're selling anything else. Oh, yeah, so they're very active, as you can see. They just probably missed the boat on that particular part. And you see these numbers they tell the story. They tell a lot of stories. So the last time it was sold before 2019 was 2012. So there's a 7-year gap. So it could have been that aerospace and commercial technologies missed the boat. It could be that these two companies work together. Let's see. They're in different parts of the country. One's in Texas, one's in California. So we don't really know. But you can start to piece these together. And for the companies that are in this particular wheelhouse, they pretty much already know what happened in that case. Let's take a look at one more aircraft part. Let's take a look at this door. $36,000 aircraft door. Last award price was almost $6,000. And you can see that's a fairly competitive product. You have this company called DJ Engineering who had never, well, they had sold it in 2018, but it's between them, Elite Tool, Aero Metals, who we just took a look at. So it's a fairly competitive part between these companies. And there are reasons for that. It could be some technical reason, even though it's an AMC code 1, meaning anyone can manufacture this part. So it could be a technical reason for it, or it could be that just, they're the companies that track this part the best. And that, my friends, was our manufacturing section.
In our next section, we'll feature information technology. And during these times, it's more important than ever. For cybersecurity, companies still need equipment. You have most government workers still teleworking. So there are all types of IT issues. And more specifically, we'll focus on minority IT opportunities. And they are many. And we'll just look at a few. But if you want more information on those type of opportunities, feel free to contact us, and many of you have, again, at info@govpurchase.com. So now let's take a look at some information technology opportunities.
Next section, 8A, information technology. So, first of all, where you'll see most prevalent sole source contracts, meaning it's being awarded to one specific company, is in the 8A set aside category. So that's what this first one is. It is from HUD, and it's a notice of intent to award a sole source contract. So that does have to be published. The fact that they're going to do it, but they've already made up their mind, and here they're just telling you. And I wanted to show this to you just so you could see how that works. So they intend to award a sole source firm fixed price contract to Cloud9 Technology, located in Herndon, Virginia. And there was no RFP because it's sole source. So we want to just take a look at that to show you how that works. And these sole source contracts are pretty much ironclad, and that's one of the values of becoming 8A certified. So we wanted to take a look at that. Now, here's something from the Department of General Services Administration, GSA, and this is a pre-solicitation notice for the 8A STARS program. Now, this is great. So if you are 8A certified and you're an IT company, you should be taking a look at that. You want to get into this group of companies that will be able to bid on 8A only IT contracts. And all of the information is right here. You know, there's quite a bit on 8A STARS. So, of course, we're not going to read it all on this program, but we will show you where it's coming from. And, of course, you can always contact us at info@govpurchase.com. But 8A STARS 3, I should say, is on its way. Now, here's one from the Navy, Aviation Training Support. And again, it's 8A certified. It's an 8A set aside. So let's take a look. So the contractor will provide technical services and support for ASB in support of its execution of the Marine Corps' ATS. Contractor support will be within the context of daily operations, military flight training, scheduling, simulation, training support, documentation, and other efforts requiring military and military training operations expertise. And here are all the criteria. Collection and management of information and data, conduct of assessments and analysis, participation in information and planning meetings, liaison with training centers and schools, periodic briefings, etc. And the point is, they definitely feel that there are companies that are qualified, that are 8A, meaning small minority businesses that are qualified to do this type of work. This is another 8A 8A set aside. And they're your contact people. And of course, again, we're available as well. Now here's one from the Air Force, KT file share. So this is pretty straightforward. And this is a sources sought. So right now, and if you provide these services, we would strongly recommend that you apply or you reply to this. And it's an IDIQ KT file share. And again, you can do the research on your own or contact us for more information. Now, here's an interesting one from Department of Energy. COVID-19 face temperature scanning kiosk. Pretty specific what they want. Again, it's an 8A set aside. They want a firm fixed price proposal for those scanning devices for temperature. And there's your contact information. And that was our 8A IT section.
And again, I'd like to thank our wonderful sponsors, Bosch, Bose, the Department of Defense, the Department of Justice, the Association of Government Contractors, Vets Group, GovConnects, Weatherhaven, Page Global, North Carolina State University, National Business League, Rickman Enterprise Group, Army Property, Hutchison, the Renflat Company, the RFP Success Company, the Department of Veteran Affairs, Playbook Investors Network, Choice Cybersecurity, and United States Veterans Chamber of Commerce, and SAIC. And again, to become a sponsor or subscribe to our newsletter or to report a success story, feel free to contact us anytime at info@govpurchase.com. In our next section, we'll cover an area that we haven't covered in a few weeks. We hit this so hard in the beginning that we cooled off on it for a few weeks, and now we're back with all new opportunities, and you'll see all new opportunities in the newsletter this week. And that category is general COVID-19 opportunities. Now, this can go anywhere from cleaning to even IT to accounting, whatever's COVID-19 related. So now let's take a look at some general COVID-19 opportunities.
Now on to COVID-19, general COVID-19 opportunities. Here's one from the state of North Carolina. Let's take a look. So this is testing for offenders, and this one came out on July 2nd. So there's all types of information here. Here is the contact person, and again, for more specific information, you can always contact us at info@govpurchase.com, and we'll send this to you if you'd like. All right, and let's take a look at the next general COVID-19 opportunity. Let's see what this one is. So this is another testing opportunity, and this one is in Massachusetts. So there's a lot of information here, and again, you can contact us at info@govpurchase.com for more. Here's another one. Recovery Micro Enterprise Assistance Program. And this is COVID-19 related as well. Franklin County, Massachusetts. So there are two there from Massachusetts. And now here's one from the Department of Health and Human Services, Center for Disease Control. Emergency response. This is one we've been tracking for quite a while. And the bottom line is there's been another opportunity released under that blanket purchase agreement, and it's due on July 17th. So not much time, but some of you have already been working on this. So we're just trying to remind you that there's something new. All right, and here's one from the Army. Temperature scanning kiosk. There you go. So these are new temperature scanners. Here are some of the details. It's from the 177th Fighter Wing, by the way. And again, you can contact us at info@govpurchase.com. And those are our general COVID-19 opportunities for this week.
Let's take a look at what used to be the most popular category on Procurement Weekly and how we got our start, featuring PPE opportunities. The supply chain has really stabilized since we aired our first show. Many of the companies that were not in the PPE business are no longer selling to the federal government. The companies that have been providing medical supplies, sometimes for decades, are the ones who are supplying that product to the federal and in many cases state and local government. Now there's still PPE opportunities in the commercial sector and with smaller towns, etc. So there's a great need for PPE. What we focus on here at Procurement Weekly, as you know, are primarily government opportunities. So now let's catch up and see what's new in PPE.
In our next section, one of our favorites is back. Good old PPE, personal protection equipment. Now, we had to back off of PPE for a few weeks as the market has stabilized. As you know, though, certain states, things are starting to heat up. And so you'll find that there's a great deal of state, city, and county activity, and of course in the commercial sector. So let's take a look at a few state and city and county opportunities first, and then track and follow up on federal. So this one's from the city of Jacksonville. And it's for citywide personal protection equipment. And basically, you go to their website and you fill out to get a request for a copy of the bid form. There's the buyer's contact information. And again, you can always contact us here at info@govpurchase.com. Now, here's one in Texas, Bourne Independent School District. All right. And they have an RFP here for medical and PPE supplies, material, and equipment, and contact information, etc. And again, you can always contact us at info@govpurchase.com. And then Broward's Sheriff Office, PPE and supplies. And this is what they're looking for. Basically, personal protective equipment and supplies. So, and it's been revised. So again, you can always reach out to us at info@govpurchase.com. And then here's one from the Department of Veteran Affairs, level 2, 3, and 4 PPE gowns. So this one's been out for a while. There have been numerous updates. There have been some purchases, and they will be purchasing between now and September 30th, and it will be ongoing. So I just wanted you guys to see this because I know some of you have been tracking this, and some of you have actually sold gowns on this IDIQ already. So it's still out. They're still looking for more. And then here's another one, another IDIQ. This one's from FEMA. And again, this is the big one that we've been tracking, as you know, and they will be purchasing PPE on this one until September 25th. So these are the two big federal. So many of you are all over this. You were in early. You have been a part of the supply chain. You are a part of the supply chain. Otherwise, state and local and commercial is probably your best opportunity if you're not already on top of some of this. But we still want to make sure you see it and you're tracking it. And we're getting lots of questions still about PPE. And see, here are the evaluation factors for the award. So, of course, it's always technically acceptable and acceptable past performance. So, and that really means federal, first of all, past performance. And then there's more, as you can see, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. If you're a distributor and you're buying from another company, you need to tell them where you are acquiring the product, etc. All right, so again, if you have any questions about this, you can always contact us at info@govpurchase.com. And that was our PPE section.
And now for our winners. And we have some pretty interesting companies who have won. Many companies that we are working with through this show have made great success over the past 3 months. We'll take a look at winners in our categories, in the categories that we view, aerospace and commercial hardware manufacturing. We'll take a look at some of the AAIT winners, some of the COVID-19 winners. Then we'll finish off with PPE winners. And also, let's take a look at who's awarding, what agencies are awarding, and we'll take a look at a few of the contact people as well, because we know you like that. And how do we know? You told us. So now, let's see where the money is.
All right, now let's take a look at some of the winners. And let's focus on, in our manufacturing section, let's focus on some of the aviation companies that are winning contracts. So let's go down here and let's take aircraft and airframe structural components. And let's see. There we go. So let's see. So one of the companies that we focused on was Aero Metals. So let's see what they've been up to lately. You can see where they're located once again, El Dorado Hills. They had a first article test for a fictitious national stock number, and it goes. You see the same contract number, so it goes to this ring. It's basically 175,000. Looks like about $350,000 contract there. So that was a good one. Then they have some other ones here. You can see they are winning consistently. So again, congratulations to Aero Metals, El Dorado, California. Let's take a look at another one. Let's look at Meggitt. They are they've been around for a while, and they're pretty active. And you can see here, fuel tank, couple fuel tanks, some nice numbers, very consistent, again, as you can see. And Meggitt is located, this particular entity, in Rockmart, Georgia. All right, let's see. How about Crestview? Take a look at Crestview. Another consistent company. Structural support. You can see smaller numbers, but very consistent. Very consistent. And some of these companies for you distributors would be good primes, would be good sources, great suppliers, and also for some of you larger manufacturers, good partners, and smaller manufacturers. Let's take a look at one more. Cappy Machine Shop, Melville, New York. Structural support, first article test, metallic tool tubes. Sometimes you'll see there are no prices listed. There is another place to find those prices. And again, another consistent company. So that was our manufacturing section. Now let's take a look at some 8A IT winners. And for that, we will use NAICS code 541512 first of all. Or no, let's make that 541519. How about that? Let's do that. And let's mix it up. Let's do some 8A sole source first. And just take a look at some of the winners here. Let's sort by total. All right. So there's TUCNIT, Government Services, EIS, Transition Support Services, 8A sole source, and they actually have two different contracts. And I know some of you would like to know more about that company, and they're located in Anchorage, Alaska. So let's take a look at a few more here. Eagle Harbor, a great 8A certified company. ITFSS support. And for the record, Eagle Harbor is located also in Anchorage, Alaska. So a couple of Alaska native companies, which when you see the larger sole source, that's what you'll tend to see. Now here's one for data management and support services, Ardent Defense. Let's see where they're located. So Ardent Defense Services is in San Antonio, Texas. And let's see what type of company they are. As you also see, they have offices in Herndon, Virginia as well. They're 8A, minority owned, Native American, and they were certified into the 8A program last year, so they don't graduate until 2028. So they are a good potential partner as well. Let's see, do they have a GSA schedule? No GSA schedule as of yet. That's Ardent Defense. And let's take a look at a few more here. How about Broadleaf Inc.? Social Security Administration. Some of your contact people here. Just lay out the whole list. The main ones are the purchasing agents in this case and the contract specialist. We always like to give you a little taste of that info. And let's see. Let's go back and sort again. As you can see, it's just not that hard. And let's see what else we have here. Let's take a look at where Broadleaf is located. They're in Manassas, Virginia. 8A companies are doing very well. All right. And let's take a look at one more. Right Direction here, Department of Treasury, and they provided some HP hardware. And Right Direction is located in Baltimore, Maryland. And let's take a deeper look. You can see Right Direction is, if I may, moving in the right direction. As you can see, they're very consistent winner of government business. All right. And so that was our 8A IT section. Now let's take a look at some general COVID-19 opportunities. And again, this could be almost anything as we are using COVID as our key word. So let's see. And let's sort by dollar amount just to get a little more volume here. And as you can see, some of the contracts that we've been tracking, and I know that there's some of you out there that have actually been able to do business with some of these companies as a result of this show. Here's one here, Immediate Response Technologies, Air Purifiers, and just for the record, they're located in Hyattsville, Maryland. And again, many of these companies can be sources. Now let's go back. Let's do something a little different this time. Let's sort some of these COVID opportunities by small business and see what small businesses are winning. Some of our favorites here. Duct Diagnostics, Deep Duct Cleaning and Prevention. That was a pretty good one. Alliant, of course. Service Vault Toilet Pumping, Action Plumbing, and so forth. So congratulations to all the COVID-19, general COVID-19 contract winners, as well as the COVID-19 small business winners. Now let's do PPE. And in some cases, it will look similar. Because you'll see some of those COVID opportunities. Central Association for the Blind, bulk purchase of PPE, Department of Homeland Security. And they are a great source, by the way, if you're looking to do business with an Ability One company, or if you're just looking for PPE supplies. Here is a source. So congratulations to Central Association for the Blind. Of course, Federal Prison Industries, one of our sponsors, selling PPE face masks. That's a part of their face mask initiative. ADS, Atlantic Diving Supply. And then, we're often asked about them. ADS is a distributor. They're located in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and they are also a great source of product. And there we go. So there's obviously a lot of PPE that has been purchased and that will continue to be purchased. A lot of this is on the IDIQ, etc. So congratulations to all of our award winners in all categories. And again, if you would like to see a category featured on Gov Purchase, just like we featured PPE in our last section, and that's because you guys asked us to bring it back. And remember, if you'd like to become a sponsor, or if there's anything you'd like to see us feature, or to subscribe to our newsletter, please email us at info@govpurchase.com.
I'd like to thank you once again for viewing Procurement Weekly this week and making us the #1 government procurement show on the air. It's due to you that we can support thousands of small, medium, and large businesses nationwide and help keep this economy going. So until next week, let's get down to business.
GovPurchase.com, the nation's premier tool for federal, state, and local contracting, proudly presents the new television show, Procurement Weekly. Procurement Weekly is all about contracts now. What contracts are available? Who do you contact? Who is winning these contracts? We spotlight the agencies and companies that are awarding these contracts, and we tell you who the contact person is who awarded that contract. Procurement Weekly, featuring success stories by telling you who the winners are. In these times, staying up to date is vitally important, and Procurement Weekly will keep you abreast of the latest upcoming contract opportunities. So now, be sure to watch this week's episode of Procurement Weekly with your host, Kim Harwell, this Sunday at 1 p.m. on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel.